girls, it's Chyna, your studio Tone It Up trainer. Welcome back to my Girl Talk column. In case you missed it, last time we talked about community, and as I was reading through all your comments, I noticed somebody mentioned the topic of dreaming big to be something that I talk about, and I loved it so much that I just wanted to go for it right away. I mean, honestly, I'm inspired by you and this whole Tone It Up community every single day, and especially Karina and Katrina for showing us what can happen if you give yourself no limitation and you passionately pursue your dreams. So if anything, I really just hope this vlog gets you excited again, gets you motivated, gets you thinking like a child and using your imagination and remembering to stop listening to the negative voices, because you have all of us here that really believe in you and what you're doing and what your specific dreams are. Before we get started, you know, if you know me by now, that I'm a big believer in reflecting and writing things down. I really think it goes far. So I want you to grab a pen and a piece of paper. I've done this before, I feel like a teacher, but grab a pen and a piece of paper and really sit down and think about if others' opinions and voices, if fear of rejection or failure, and if resources and money weren't in the equation, what is it that you would be doing? If you weren't listening to outside voices, if you were just listening to your heart, what would be the one thing that you would want to do and pursue because it's always been a burning desire of yours? Just take time to think about that first, because as soon as you figure out the destination, that's when we can start to figure out the navigation on how to get there. Okay, so after you've taken a little bit of time to reflect and write that down, once we have that destination set, I have 3 things I want to talk about, because accomplishing your dreams and going on these daunting tasks, it can be a roller coaster of emotion. It's inevitable that it's going to be a challenge, because if it's easy, I don't want it. Think about that. If it's easy, do you really want it? If you could just have it tomorrow at the snap of your fingers, do you really want it? Or is it the journey, the challenge that makes it so much more rewarding in the end? Okay, so the first little tip that I just want you to keep in the back of your mind as you're pursuing this journey of yours is that the dreams that are in your heart are there for a reason. I honestly tell myself that a lot because it gets hard when life can be going against you or people or voices or whatever, but you know your heart better than anybody else. So whatever you've always had that passionate desire for, it's there for a reason. So don't undermine that or belittle that, and pay attention to it. It doesn't have to be a job. This doesn't have to be a hobby. This could be a people group. This could be something that you just have a heart for. That's there for a reason, and that's unique to you. So don't let go of that and always fight for that. The second step I have for you is don't disqualify yourself. I want to say that over and over and over again, just because I see day in and day out so many women who don't quite give it their all or reach for something because they don't think they can and they think somebody else should do it. Who's to say you can't do it? And on top of it, honestly, there's so much more untapped potential in you than you could ever imagine, and I've said this before. I say it so passionately and so frequently because it's the truth, and I'm going to keep saying it until it sinks in, until you girls tell me that you believe it too, that you have everything it takes. And that's what this Tone It Up community is here for, is to help pull that out of you, that strength, that drive, that motivation, that perseverance. You have it all. So don't ever think that you can't do it and somebody else can, but this isn't meant for you. If it's a dream that you have in your heart, if you're willing to go on the journey with open arms, the ups and the downs, you can do it. The only difference here is believing in yourself. And the last thing I want to say is embrace the journey with open arms. So as soon as you've kind of figured out that goal, dream, direction you want to head towards or work towards, we have to recognize it doesn't mean it's going to be smooth sailing, but that's okay. That's what the journey is. Even in my own personal life, I've gone through a lot of hard stuff and low points. And the coolest part about it, even in the midst of it, is recognizing it's okay. Life throws curveballs at you, but the dreams in my heart, they're not going anywhere. They're still there even through it all. So it actually can produce even more fire and resilience within you if you allow it to. So if there is one thing I can confidently 100% without a doubt know for sure, it's that life doesn't go as planned. It is always unexpected, and I'm sure we can all agree with that. So while we can't control all of the different variables in life, we can always control our response, our attitude, and our approach. And I've kind of touched on this previously in one of my vlogs on the power of perspective. But if this applies to you at all right now, because maybe you are pursuing your dreams, you're passionately going after it, you're pounding the pavement, but things don't seem to be working out yet, this is where you really need to apply the power of that positive perspective and understanding what it means to embrace the journey, even the low points. Because even if the door is closing, recognize there's always beauty and always opportunity in every single rejection, because a rejection isn't a rejection, it's just a redirection. It's just helping direct you on the path that's maybe meant for you. Same thing goes with, doors being closed. As soon as you get this fear of failure out of your head, that's when you're going to become unstoppable, because you have nothing to fear. You're not going to fail. If you keep going for it and keep persevering, there's no such thing as failure. Everything should really just be growing and learning opportunities if things aren't going how you thought they would. And when times do get hard, that's what this Tone It Up community is here for. I love you girls, and I'm super excited about this topic specifically because, like I always say, this whole column, it's all about you. And I think this is a great one to remind yourself, hey, I can do it too. And like I said, go back to that childlike imagination and dream big. So in the comments below, I want you to maybe think about letting me know what your dream is. And the question I asked you earlier about if you had no limitations, what you would want to be doing, maybe write it down below. Maybe that's your first step of keeping you accountable. Plus, I just want to know because we want to help you accomplish those dreams. So let us know below, and like always, let me know what you want to talk about next, and I'll see you soon. I love you girls. Mwah.